Fat acceptance is unacceptable. No matter who you are, man or woman, black or white, young or old, you can never accept yourself being fat. Period. Allowing yourself to be in such a state is already a terrible mistake. But giving into it is the worst of all. Like everybody else, you know the true reality of being fat. You cannot deny it. The abnormality, the disability, the ugliness that are all associated with being fat and unhealthy. Yet so many people today are pulled into this narrative of fat acceptance that have been pushed around in our society today. Millions of people fall into the trap of justifying and tolerating their imperfections at the expense of their physical and mental health. What we're going through today is a global health crisis, an epidemic of obesity, and an insecure generation that are all largely connected to the rise of overweight and obesity among the human population. And fat acceptance, in essence, is the fuel to the fire that had delusionally put these people at the risk of fatal disease and becoming dysfunctional and undesirable. And we don't talk enough about it. Such reality is not difficult to grasp. The negative effects of being fat are very real and have been proven time and time again. The more you try to convince yourself that you are okay the way you are, the more miserable and distressing your life will become. Granted, beauty may help in the eye of the beholder. However, health is science, and fat acceptance is the denial of truth and facts and consequences that comes from the lack of responsibility and self-care within each and every individual who experience overweight and obese issues. Blame it all you want on genetics, or the cultural factors, or the society, or your local food shop. At the end of the day, being fat is simply the result of you making bad choices. It was you who chose the cheeseburger over the bowl of salad. It was you who chose to watch Netflix all day instead of taking a stroll around the neighborhood. It was you who chose to be defensive at other judgments, rather than taking it as a reality check and a chance to better yourself. No excuses or justification can ever cloud this fundamental truth, that consequences are derived from actions. And the reason why you are fat and still remain fat is because you have decided so for yourself, whether knowing it or not. The problem with fat acceptance is that it completely removes the accountability aspect of people's decisions in life. It assumes that there's no such things as good or bad choices, or even the existence of consequences. And despite myriads of evidence proving the otherwise, they delude themselves with pleasant thoughts that everything is going to be okay, that everything is going to be fine, and they are fine, and they are happy the way they are. Unfortunately, such self-defeating notions only expose more of the laziness and the complacency that exists within the individual. People who adopt fat acceptance ideologies are either blind of their ignorance or lies to feel better about themselves. But no lies can hide forever. You must realize that there is never an easy way out of being overweight or obese. Delusions may sound comforting until you feel that ache stem from the left side of your chest. Life is harsh and cold, and not so many people can tolerate it. but it is always better to acknowledge the truth and the inevitable than to deceive and lies until life hits you hard on the head. This is not an easy pill to swallow, for it requires real strength and courage to face the true reality of being fat. But this is also perhaps the silver lining between those who accept their fate of fatness and those who overcome their weight and health problems. In the end, it's up to you to choose which side you want to be on. There are already many that have gone through incredible journeys and transformations and have accomplished what was thought to be the impossible. So why can't you? Being fat is not a permanent defect. It is not something that is natural. It is something you can change. And it is only you who can ever hold you back from achieving the body you want to have and the life you want to live. You are responsible for your life. Alright, this is the messages. Like, comment, subscribe.